So the Minnesota Vikings make their first appearance ever in a National Football League championship game. With the exception of 9 first-year men, all of these Cleveland Browns were on the squad last year that lost in the championship game to the Baltimore Colts. Don Cockroft tees it up for Cleveland. Deep, number 40, Charlie West. Number 26, Clint Jones. So the talking and the writing are over. It's down to the playing. We're glad you're with us. The Browns and the Vikings for the National Football League Championship at Bloomington, Minnesota. Charlie West at the 8. To the 30. First man to meet him, Bill Andrews. Cap sends Henderson 80 to the left, Washington 84 to the right. From the Viking 30, first and 10. Cap intended for Henderson, broken down by Walt Sumner. Up the Cleveland defense for you. Up front for Cleveland, Gregory 81, Kanicki 69, Johnson 71, and Snido 88. The 3 linebackers in the middle, Lindsey 51, flanked by Garlington 50 and Houston 82. Second and 10, Minnesota. Bill Brown, 4 yards, 34-yard line. Lindsey stopped him. And now the Brown deep men. At the right corner, you saw him break down the first pass thrown, Walt Sumner, 29. At the left corner is 12-year veteran, number 40, Erich Barnes. Mike Howell, 34, and Ernie Kellerman, 24, round out the Cleveland secondary. For Minnesota, 3rd down 6 from the Viking 34. To the right, Henderson. To the left, Washington. Brown, first down. Linebacker Jim Houston made the tackle. Result, gain of 9, first and 10 Vikings, Minnesota 43. To the wide side, the right is Henderson. For Washington. He was inbounds at the 24-yard line.
We'll give you a picture of this all alone. Now watch him. Washington, you will see his feet are in, even though his body may not. As he leans, no, he's in all the way. It looked like.
So Cap to Washington, first down, Cleveland 24-yard line. Gain 33 yards. Washington left, Henderson right. Brown. He's inside the 20. Mike Howell of the secondary, 34. Walter Johnson, number 71, mainly responsible for stopping that. Washington left, Henderson right. Osborne. He's inside the 10.
You know, that's the way Osborne has run the entire season. He's always got that second effort. Watch him now. He looks like he's stopped. There's a little crossbuck move there. He's hit. Bang. Rolls. Keeps going. Watch how much more yardage he picks up after he was apparently stopped. There's some real effort.
And goal at the Cleveland 7 after 3.5 minutes of play. Incomplete. Defending, Erich Barnes.
Kind of skating around there as they ran through the end zone.
By the way, there was some doubt about footwear, but they are wearing regular football shoes. Second and goal at the Cleveland 7 for the Vikings. Cap, I believe, wanted to give the ball to Bill Brown.
Watch, it's a busted play. This is the best bust in the world. 6 points. They ran into each other. He's supposed to go off tackle, and the defense moved to take Brown. Instead, Cap right up the middle, and you see what happened. 6 points.
Fred Cox, with Krause holding, will try for the 7th point. A penalty marker is down. Offside, Cleveland. It's declined. The extra point stands at 7-0 Minnesota. We'll be back with the Vikings kickoff in just a moment. So the Vikings go 66 yards and score on a play that was not intended to be. A 7-yard run by Cap. Cox kicks off. Deep are Morrison and Scott. Morrison just got his hands on it in the end zone for a touchback, but a Viking was there a split second after Morrison covered that ball. Touchback. Running backs are Kelly, 44, and Scott, 35. Kelly, 4 yards. Second down, 6 Cleveland. Warfield, 42 left. Collins, 86 to the right. Bill Nelson. Bo Scott. First down, 38-yard line. Carl Eller made the tackle.
More and more of that last type of play. It's like a screen. 2 linemen get out there ahead of them, but it's just a quick swing pass to either side.
First and 10 Cleveland at the Brown 38. Intended for Morin. He collided with linebacker Wally Hilgenberg. Lonnie Warwick was back there too. Brown have the ball. It didn't work out that way. To the right, Collins. To the left, Warfield. Tight end Morin is on the left side. Bo Scott, 43-yard line. Alan Page made the tackle. Always delight young and old alike. Meadowlark Lemon, the crown prince of basketball. Meadowlark will be there. That's the Harlem Globetrotters Road to Mexico, January 24 on CBS. Third down, 5 Cleveland. Incomplete. Bo Scott, the intended receiver. Bill Nelson heads for the sidelines. As for Cleveland, it is 4th and 5. 9:02 left to play. First quarter, Vikings lead 7-0. Charlie Cockcroft punting from inside the 30. Fair catch, west, 24-yard line of Minnesota. Who went 66 yards for a touchdown after the opening kickoff and lead 7-0. Are first and 10 at their own 24. Cap still has it. For Washington. 35-yard line of Cleveland with Walt Sumner defending. It is incomplete. Second down 10 Minnesota from the Viking 24. Brown. Practically no gain. Ron Snido, number 88, mainly responsible for potting up the play. Sends Henderson to the left and Washington to the right. Washington, his defender fell down. Touchdown.
Watch him now. Cap going back. I don't believe you'll be able to see Washington maneuver But the defender did slip as he turned to cut over the middle. See how all alone he is here. No one within 10, 15 yards of him. In fact, you'll see he's kind of trotting here. He really isn't airing out because he has all the room.
Erich Barnes fell down around midfield, and so now the Vikings lead 13-0, and Fred Cox, with Paul Krause holding, will try to make it 14. 7:53 left to play first quarter. It is 14-0 Minnesota. We'll be back with the Vikings kickoff in just a moment. Joe Kapp has completed 2 of 5 passes. Gene Washington has certainly lived up to his reputation as one of the great deep receivers. The Vikings have a 2-touchdown lead. That kick is out of bounds, and there'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Vikings. So now the Vikings will kick from their 35-yard line. Deep again are Morrison 26 and Scott 35. Bo Scott to the 25-yard line. Bob Grimm, number 27, bulldogged him to the ground.
Attempting to get the ball over there on a line drive.
Nelson has Warfield to the left and Gary Collins to the right. Kelly and Scott are the running backs. Ball batted down by Alan Page, number 88. It will be 2nd and 10. The ends taking on the New York Rangers at 12:30 Eastern Time, Super Sunday, next Sunday on CBS. 2nd down 10 Cleveland. Leroy Kelly from behind, linebacker Wally Hilgenberg, the right linebacker of the Minnesota Vikings.
And also the defense. The Vikings can afford to gamble a little more now.
It is 3rd and 10. There was no gain on the last play. Broken down at the 39-yard line by Winston and Kasalki, and except for their collision on a pass intended for Collins, it could well have been a touchdown. It is now 4th and 10 as Cockcroft is punting from inside the 15 to Grimm and West. West at the 37. And that's all. Tonight on CBS. First down Vikings, Viking 37. Bill Brown. Whistled dead at the 42.5 or 3-yard line as Snido and Houston made the stop. The Brown picked up 5 yards, 2nd down 5 at the Viking 42. Bill Brown, and he loses. Ron Snido, the defensive end, number 88, made that fine defensive play, and for the Vikings it'll be 3rd and now a little more than 5.
You know, just giving you the thinking of the quarterback. Under normal circumstances, a quarterback in this situation would have a little bit of a tendency to be just a little cozy on this down because everybody's expecting a pass. I don't think you need worry about Joe Kapp. It doesn't matter what the score is. He's all out all the way.
Henderson is to the wide side, the left. Dave Osborne. Penalty marker down, a loss back to the 38-yard line. And Ernie Kellerman of the secondary, number 24, with help, mainly the man who stopped the play. But there was a penalty marker as the play was developing. 4:20 left to play first quarter. The Vikings lead 14-0. The punter for Minnesota is Bob Lee. And we have word from the sidelines that clipping was on Henderson. Bob Lee punts. Reese Morrison, 35-yard line. He and Leroy Kelly were the deep men, and he fielded that one like an outfielder, Paul. 4 minutes, 9 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Cleveland 1st and 10 at the Cleveland 34.5. Wide right, Collins. Left, Warfield. Tight end Morin on the right side. Leroy Kelly to the 37. He ran into Alan Page. For Cleveland, 2nd down, 8 at the Cleveland 37. Kelly. Fumble. Vikings have it.
Watch Hilgenberg, number 58 now. Backing up here. He's gone back to protect. Now he comes in to make the tackle. Here's the fumble. He's hit. You see when he's hit the second time on the elbow from the rear, that's when the ball popped out.
Paul Krause, we believe, is responsible for the recovery. 1st and 10 Minnesota at the Cleveland 43. Osborne, about the 39-yard line, pinned down by the 2 Cleveland tackles, Kinnicky and Johnson. Bill Brown, he's down to the 35-yard line where it'll be a 3rd and about 2.
You know, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
3rd and 2. Osborne, 1st down at the 30.
2nd effort, Osborne. That's the way it is. Bounce and keep going. He's done.
And Wally Hilgenberg did recover that fumble in addition to forcing the fumble. Brown. Oh, what a reception committee. Jack Gregory, number 81, met Brown at the line of scrimmage. Result, no gain. Brown defense digs in. Vikings 2nd and 10, Cleveland 30. At the 18-yard line, the pass is complete. Gene Washington, 1st down, and there was needle threading if I've ever seen it. And that's the end of the first quarter with the score. It's 1st and 10 Minnesota at the Cleveland 18 as we start the second quarter. Grimm to the left. Henderson to the right. Bill Brown, penalty marker down. Johnson, Lindsay, and Kinnicky stopped the play. 15-yard infraction against the Minnesota Vikings. The ball comes back to the Cleveland 32-yard line. Holding signal come up with.
This is a draw type situation, a screen type, as well as a passing situation.
It's 1st and 24. Inside the 30-yard line, John Garlington wrestles Cap out of bounds. There will be a gain of about 3 or 4 yards.
And that's roughly, and it's easily picked off if anybody's in the area.
It's 2nd and 20 at the 28, and Washington is back in. Dave Osborne to the 22-yard line. And it will be 3rd and 14 as Jack Gregory and Jim Houston teamed up to stop Dave Osborne. Henderson is wide right on 3rd and 14. Anderson. Defending was Ernie Kellerman.
Ray, that is the exact, see the shadows there? That's the exact corner of the sun field. I believe that ball was in range. We'll take another look now. We've got him here. See when he turns, if the ball is in reach, it looked like he lost it. He's got a good lead on the defender here. There's a question whether he could have reached it with a jump or not, but it looked like it was within reach, but I don't think he saw the thing.
The league's leading scorer, Fred Cox, who kicked 26 of 37 field goals attempted in the regular season, will have Paul Krause holding at the Cleveland 29. It is good. The Vikings now lead by 17-0 and two dangerous return men. Bo Scott, 35, nearest you. To his left, Reese Morrison. And I don't believe Morrison is wearing the traditional football shoe right now. You notice there's some kind of a rippled shoe, and Fred Cox kicks off. Bo Scott at the 11. 25. Met at the 31-yard line by Mike McGill, a reserve linebacker. Now Ed Shirachman covers him. Wide right, Collins. Leroy Kelly. Wally Hilgenberg wrestling Kelly out of bounds after a short gain. 2nd and 7 Cleveland at the Cleveland 35. Bill Nelson. Collins. It led him by too much. Defending was McBee, the left cornerback, and it'll be 3rd and 7. A 3rd and 7 at the Cleveland 35. Leroy Kelly. First down, 44-yard line. At the Cleveland 45-yard line. 12.5 minutes left to play first half. The Vikings lead 17-0. To the right is Collins. McBee defends against him. Bo Scott to around the 49-yard line. Cleveland 2nd and 5 at midfield. Delay. Bo Scott, couple of yards, 48-yard line. Ran into Alan Page. It is a 3rd and 3 for Cleveland at the Minnesota 48-yard line. Intended for Collins, incomplete at the 40. And Cockcroft is punting from inside the 40. West 40, nearest you, Grimm 27. High. And out of bounds around the 20-yard line. There is a sport known as broom ball, which is played on ice, and a number of the Cleveland players are wearing a broom ball shoe. Vikings 1st and 10, Viking 20. Oscar Reed, number 32, replaced Bill Brown as one of the Minnesota running backs. Reed is a 6-footer, second year from Colorado State, and he's Reed, and a loss back to the 15-yard line as linebackers Dale Lindsey, 51, and John Garlington, number 50, forced to play wide. Result, a loss back to the 17-yard line, and 3rd and 13 Minnesota. Washington. Defending was Barnes, incomplete. It'll be 4th down. The game started today with a temperature of 9 above zero and a wind of about 12 miles per hour. The punter is Bob Lee. He's inside the Viking 5. Kelly, 49-yard line. So the Browns will have excellent field position. 1st and 10 Cleveland at the Viking 49. Nelson. intercepted at the 34-yard line, and a penalty marker down. Wally Hilgenberg intercepted. Right call. There was no penalty. 1st and 10. Vikings. Viking 33. John Henderson defending Erich Barnes. It's close to a first down. Henderson comes left. Sumner is defending against him. Osborne. Midfield. He's inside the 45-yard line for a first down, and Kellerman and Howell of the secondary had to stop him. First down at the Cleveland 42 for Minnesota. Oscar Reed to the 37. The tight end is on the right side, Beasley. 2nd down, 5. Reed inside the 35, but short of a first down. Now the Vikings have 2 tight ends in as Kent Kramer comes in and wide receiver John Henderson goes out. 3rd and 2. Osborne. He has a first down at the 30-yard line. Kellerman made the tackle. First and 10. Oscar Reed. And very little there in the middle this time. Washington goes to the right, and Henderson comes out to the left side. Osborne. Touchdown.
Take a look at Osborne now. This young man simply will not be denied. You will see he's hit pretty well here. He tried to come in high on him, and you just can't do it that way. Slipped off. He kept going, cut back behind the one blocker he had ahead of him into the end zone, as you see.
Osborne has carried 8 times for 60 yards. Brett Cox puts another point on the board, and now the Vikings lead 24-0 in